This is the Arduino Nano ESP32. It takes the widely popular ESP32 microcontroller that's capable of Wi-Fi and BLE, and it sticks it onto the tried and true Nano form factor. Now, let's pretend for a second when I say Arduino Nano, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, Arduino makes a bunch of different Arduino boards, and they're categorized into families. And Nano is one of the very popular families of boards. And when a board is in a specific family, it means that the form factor will be the same. So if you set two totally different Nano boards next to each other, physically they're going to look extremely similar. They will also share the exact same pin numbers, which is really handy when you're borrowing code from different projects. So I can load the same program onto two different Nano boards, and the pin number references will be the exact same. This is something that many Arduino users have become so accustomed to that they forget how absolutely useful it can be. So if you didn't know what the Nano part means, well, that's what Nano means. Now the ESP32 part is referring to the processor on this board, which is the ESP32S3 made by a Chinese company called Espressif. The ESP32 microcontroller uses the Extensa dual-core 32-bit LX7. Now that core is actually built by a company in the United States that licenses the core to different companies which use it in their chips. This ESP32S3 runs at 240 megahertz. For the unit impaired, that's 240 million cycles per second. Personally, I think that's a little too fast. They should slow this thing down. It's probably running over kids in school zones. It's like, so for memory, it's got 512 kilobytes of SRAM and 16 megabytes of external flash. That is tons of space for big programs running complex calculations. Now the ESP32 chip itself is under this tin can. This is a little system-on-chip module made by a company called U-Blox that incorporates the ESP32S3 with an antenna and some other supporting hardware, puts it into a module, and then companies like Arduino can buy the module and just stick it on a board. Now, if you want to compare this board with other boards, I made an Arduino buying guide that will help you decide which board is right for your project. It helps you think about processor speed, memory, input, output, all the things that you should be thinking about when you buy a board. You can download it at the link in the description, or you can get it at this QR code right here. Now, the Nano ESP32 has all the communication protocols you'd expect, like I2C, SPI, and 2 UARTs. The board runs at 3.3 volts, so make sure not to attach any 5-volt peripherals to it, or you might damage some of the pins or the board itself. You can power the board through the USB-C connector, and this is going to provide 5 volts, which will get stepped down to 3.3 volts, which is going to power the ESP32S3. It's also going to provide 3.3 volts at the 3.3 volt pin, and additionally, it provides 5 volts at the V bus pin. Now, another way to power the board is through the V-in pin, or voltage in pin, and you can supply anywhere from 6 all the way up to 21 volts. Just keep in mind that the only time the V-bus pin will output 5 volts is when you are powering the board through USB. As far as pins go, this board has 22 GPIO, or general purpose input-output pins. These are pins that do the stuff. Read sensors, control peripherals, that kind of thing. All the stuff you would want to do with an Arduino board. 8 of these GPIO are connected to an analog to digital converter, or ADC. And what this allows you to do is read analog signals and convert them into numerical values. And it's a 12-bit ADC, so you can get a number between 0 and 4095. That's a pretty big resolution. Every single one of the GPIO on this board supports pulse width modulation, also known as PWM, and that's super handy for controlling things like motors or fading an LED. Plus, every GPIO can be used as an external interrupt. And if you're not familiar with interrupts, well, let me tell you, they're super useful. It basically allows you to prioritize a piece of code to get run regardless of what else is going on in your program. So they're super useful. As far as pin limits go, Each pin can source up to 40 milliamps and sync up to a maximum of 28 milliamps. I think that's pretty high compared to most other Arduino boards that I've looked at recently. The ESP32S3 also has a bunch of timers on it, which are basically like stopwatches that you can use to time different events. Some of these timers are 54-bit timers, which means that they could run for almost a decade before starting over again at zero. Of course, the big thing though about this Arduino Nano ESP32 is that it is Wi-Fi and BLE capable like you would expect in an ESP32 board. So if you have an IoT project in mind, this little board is perfect for it. Not to mention, it only costs around $18 US. But here's the elephant in the room. Why would you get an Arduino Nano ESP32 when you could just buy a generic ESP32 elsewhere? And to be fair, you can pretty much say that about any Arduino board, where clones and knockoffs are really prevalent. So here's my answer, and I don't know, maybe you won't disagree, but hey, this is just what I think. When you go with an Arduino Nano ESP32, you get a nice familiar form factor. You're not just trying to guess which pin number is what. Like if you've ever bought a super generic ESP32 board, just trying to figure out which pin diagram is the right one can be a total pain. Plus, if you've ever been in the Arduino IDE trying to select the board, sometimes it can get confusing when you've got a really generic ESP32. You're not sure which board to choose. I mean, theoretically, it should be simple, but for small minds like mine, sometimes it can be really confusing. Additionally, I often find loading programs on some generic ESP32s to be hit or miss. Now listen, I'm a realist. I use generic ESP32s all the time. But if you want the most plug and play ability with the Arduino IDE, the Arduino Cloud, and just this form factor that's been around since Kingdom Come, then I think the Arduino Nano ESP32 is a good choice. Now, if you're just getting into Arduino and you want to learn how to build and program cool electronic stuff, then make sure to check out our training program at Programming Electronics Academy. You can get up to speed fast with this stuff and understand how it actually works. Now, here's another board that you might be interested in. It's the Arduino Nano 33 BLE Sense Rev 2. You can learn all about this board right here. It has 9 integrated sensors that make building cool projects super easy. You can check it out right here.